Then we'll start with a new chapter of geography, that is human resources. And let us see what we are going to study in this chapter. We will see what is human resources. We will see the distribution of population, density of population, factors affecting distribution of population, then population change, and the patterns of population change, and finally we'll see population composition. Children, let us see the first topic of your lesson. What is human resource? Now we have already learned about it in the first chapter, that human resources are the ultimate resource because they have the skill, the ability, the ideas for invention, the knowledge, use of technology to create newer resources. Now, let me ask you a question. What makes a nation great? A nation becomes great only with its availability of natural resources and the people with their qualities. If they are healthy, educated and motivated, they can create, they have the ability to transform the gifts from nature, the available resources, all the valuable resources in the country, and utilize it for more useful purpose. Okay, so they are called the ultimate resource. Now, for example, imagine an island with thousands of gold mines, but people do not have access to them. Does the gold mine have any value? No, it does not. It is the people who give meaning to a resource. So, it is their ability to turn that gold mine into a resource. So, that is why we consider people or human as the ultimate resource. Okay, so the nation, if a nation has to become developed and great, it must have a healthy, educated, and motivated human resource so that they take out the natural resources and make it more productive for the people. Okay, so that is why we say humans are the ultimate resource. Now, humans' resources, like other resources that we have learned, are not equally distributed over the world. They differ in their educational levels, age, and gender, and their numbers and characteristics keep changing. Then we go to the next heading, that is distribution of population. Okay, the way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is known as a pattern of population distribution. Now you can see this chart here. Out of every 100 people in the world, and we will see out of every 100 people in the world, if you can see here, 61% live in Asia, 12% live in Europe, 13% live in Africa, 8% live in Central and South America, 5% in Northern America, and 1% in Australia and New Zealand. So you see, some places are very crowded, some places are sparsely populated, and most of the crowded areas are in Asia, Europe, and North and Eastern North America. And very few people live in places like in high latitude areas, tropical deserts, high mountains, and areas of equatorial forest. More people live in north of the equator than south of the equator. Okay, so this population is not evenly distributed, and here you can see that more than 90% of the world's population is lives in about 30% of the land surface. So you can see the how the population is extremely unevenly distributed. Almost 3/4 of the world's population lives in two continents, Asia and Africa. Now we'll see another chart, and you'll see 60% of the world population stays in just 10 countries, and all of them have over 100 million people. You can see at the bottom is China, highest populated, then India, then USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Russia, and you can see the population is decreasing. So the more population is in China and India and US. Okay, and I think the least is in Japan. But they are, although showing least, but more than 100 million are staying in these 10 countries. So you see the population is so unevenly distributed, and the way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is called pattern of population distribution. Children, our next topic is density of population. Now, what is density of population? It is the number of people living in a unit area on the Earth's surface. Now, it is normally expressed in per square kilometer or kilometer square. It's one and the same thing. Now, to make it easier to understand, consider the distance between A and B as 1 kilometer of land, and the total number of people living in this 1 kilometer of land is called density of population. Okay, so how do we calculate this? We calculate this by total number of population and upon total land area. The total population we can collect from the census, and total land area we come to know from the municipality office. If we divide that, we get the density of population. Now you see the density, most of the dense places are in Southeast Asia, and it is said that there are 51 persons per square kilometers living in USA, but in India we have 382 persons living in per square kilometers in India. So you see how India is densely populated. Children, let's go ahead to the next topic, that is factors affecting distribution of population. Now first we will look at some of the geographical factors. The first one is topography. Topography are the highs and lows of land. There are somewhere there are plains, there are mountains, plateaus, deserts. So people always prefer to live on plains rather than on mountains and plateaus, because these areas are suitable for farming. Since there's a flat land, they're suitable for farming, manufacturing, and other service activities. The Ganga plains in India are the most densely populated area in the world, while mountains like Andes, Alps, Himalayas are sparsely populated. Climate is another factor which affects the distribution of population, and people generally avoid extreme climates that are very hot or very cold, like the Sahara Desert, the polar regions of Russia, Canada, Antarctica. These are very cold regions, so few people live there. The other geographical factors is soil. Fertile soil provides suitable land for agriculture, and fertile plains like Ganga and Brahmaputra in India, and Hango, Changjia in China, and Nile in Egypt are densely populated. Okay, so soil also plays an important factor in the distribution of population. Next we go to water, and we see people always prefer to live in areas where fresh water is available, and the river valleys of the world are densely populated, while the deserts have a very less population in the deserts. Okay, then we see, because there is availability of water is less, then another geographical factor is minerals. Areas with mineral deposits are more populated, like the diamond mines of South Africa, and the discovery of oil in the Middle East led to people settling in these areas. So wherever minerals are found, because there are job opportunities, people tend to live there rather than in any other places. Children, apart from geographical factors, there are other factors affecting distribution of population, such as social, cultural, and economic factors. Now, social is areas where people get better housing facilities, education, and health facilities. They tend to be more densely populated. For example, Mumbai, Pune. Another is cultural factors, places where with religious significance or cultural significance, and where tourism is there, people tend to live there because they can earn their living. So Varanasi, Jerusalem, Vatican City are highly populated. And also another factor is economic factor, and you find more people living in the industrial areas because there is more employment there available there. So large number of people are attracted to these areas, and we see number of people living in Osaka in Japan and Mumbai in India are the two densely populated cities of the world.